As we enter week number 4, it's time to start thinking about your outcomes learning project. It's hard to believe, but the end of the course will be here before you know it. So what I'm going to do is just give you a brief tour of this project. You're going to enter your course, and in week 4, you'll notice a document. We'll go ahead and download this document. It's a Word document. You should all be able to open it. Pull that out. And what you're going to notice is this is a template set up for you. It's already set up in APA format, so you don't have to worry about the actual formatting. Now, what do you need to do in week 4? This is a project that's going to span several weeks, so I definitely don't want you to think you need to complete this all in 1 week. What you're going to do is you're going to start this project by thinking about the first couple of steps, the context of your problem, the purpose, and your data collection plan. So kind of the first 4 steps. What you want to think about is some data you want to analyze. What's interesting to you? This is not limited to your professional life. Think about where you can obtain some data. Some people I've had go to their supervisors or their bosses and collect professional data, which is fine. Just be sure you have permission to use that. For example, you may look at stay in the hospital based on gender, or stay on the hospital based on why they were admitted. The key is when you think about data, you want to be sure you have at least 25 data points to make this interesting, 25 observations, and that you can break this down by a group. For example, gender or condition or age. Remember, you're not limited to professional data. I've had people take a look at data for sports if they're interested in competing in triathlons or half marathons or 5Ks, and pull data from a website. You know, they're very easy to find online, and look at different times and grouped by age or gender or similar factors. So use your imagination. Think about something that interests you. The key is that you can obtain about 25 data points or more, but 25 is kind of a good starting point, and that you can group it by some condition. So this week, what you're going to take a look at is setting up the context. Let's say that I'm going to, I enjoy swimming. So I'm going to take a look at swimmers' times, and I'm going to compare my age group to the next age group up. I want to know where I'm headed. So I'm going to explain the context, and then when I explain the context, I'm going to explain to you all the details I can think of that somebody who's never experienced this kind of data or this kind of situation might need. You know, don't write a book, but do explain some details. The purpose, why are you collecting this? Why did you decide this data set? The hypothesis, what do you think is going to happen? For example, I might say, all right, I think that the age group above me is going to have time slightly slower, right? They're aging. And so that would be my hypothesis. Their average 100-meter time would be slower than my age group. And then maybe include your data collection plan. Where did this data come from? Did it come from your supervisor at work? Did it come from a website such as, you know, where they provide times or information? Or are you going to gather this yourself? Are you going to go out and take surveys? Or are you going to do this a different way? So we're not looking at the whole project this week. We're going to focus on kind of those first 4 areas. You finding some data, setting up the context, the purpose, the hypothesis, and explaining how you got the data. Now, if you do not have data available to you, okay, you can see kind of here we have the first 4 set up. We're going to kind of focus on content, purpose, hypothesis, and data collection plan. If you do not have data available to you, let me know. I have some sample data sets I would be happy to share with you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hand this in at the end of the week and let me make some comments, see if you need to alter or change anything, so that when we get further down the project and we get into the actual analysis, then you have this solid background and you're ready to go. So this week, no, we're not going to focus on the analysis or any of the graphs or anything like that, but we are going to focus in on setting up our situation and making sure we have a data set to work with. If you have any questions, be sure you let me know.